Hi. Just wanted to come outside and make a recording. I'm at my boyfriend's sister's house here in Red Bluff. We've stayed here for about a few days, but the good news is, on the news they said that one of the fires has been 25% contained or something like that. So I'm thinking when it reaches 50, like that's when they're gonna start to let people back into Mealtown. So that's some really good news. Just wanted to keep you guys updated on, the news, what's going on.
Pandora, come here. Holy crap, I thought Apache's right here.
No. Oh. Okay, so in this recording I wanted to give some finite detail about what I think's going on spiritually. I'll wait until these guys are done out here and then I'll try and go into that. Or maybe I could go out front. Let's see if I can come out here. So what I really think's happening, it all has to do with my higher self. I'll try and explain it the best way I can. Okay, so this fire that had been near us, it literally had burned like so many acres across that land where we're living. It's so crazy. And I've had this thought process go over in my mind, and I think that, and I'm affirming it, and I'm now believing that's what had happened, and that's what it is right now. So what I mean is that, my higher self is from Middle Earth realm. I have many names for my higher self, and One of them is Nenya, but my first the name before Nenya was Io, and Io is a moon of Jupiter. So I'm thinking like, so I'm a ring. I'm a ring of Gladriel. I'm the ring of Celembrimbor. That ring is called Nenya, and that's my higher self. That's my higher consciousness. That's what I believe myself that I am. Okay. I'm that ring. I'm that ring that Celembrimbor made. And I'm the water one, because I've always had this attraction for water. I mean, I love water. You know, I feel like I can be free in water. So anyway, this fire that had happened, it's called the Zogg fire. And what does that remind you of in Middle Earth? So Zogg, Z-O-G-G, and Azog, A-G-O-Z, or A-G-O-G. It's basically the same. It's basically the same. You know, it's basically the same person, so to speak, or it's the same deity or entity. That name. So Zogg, Z-O-G-G, and Azog, A-Z-O-G. It's the same thing. So, to tie it all in together, since I am a ring of Galadriel, since I am a ring of the Elves, where I was at, somehow, some way in the spiritual realm, Zogg, he felt that the land I was living on was the land of the Elves, even though it's not, you know, even though here in this reality it's not. But in my spiritual world and my spiritual realm of thinking, where my home is, where I'm automatically placed, that's where I think my mind goes, okay? I mean, that's always where my mind is. Like, and if you think about it, since I was there, that automatically made where I was living elf territory. Okay? And Zogg, so-called Zogg or Azog, that orc guy, like he wanted to diminish and get rid of anything that could have flourished there. So what he did was he started a fire, okay, to try and get rid of that elf energy there. He wanted to do away with all of that, okay? This is what had happened in the spiritual realm. Since I am a ring of the Elves, you know, he wanted to somewhat do battle, and he did battle against elves and dwarves. He did battle against them where I lived. And this is what's still going on, and the elves are winning. Okay, they're chasing away the orc stronghold right now over there where we're living. So the elves there's an army of elves going against the orcs right now. So it's no surprise that they named this fire after Azog, because Azog and Zogg are basically the same entity. And I have to say this in this recording. And this is true. This is all true. This is what's happening right now in my spiritual realm. So Zogg, he had to try and get rid of anything that was of any elf energy, because elf energy is peaceful, you know. And I let out that peaceful water energy. I'm trying my hardest to when I do my dances and everything like that, my spiritual affirmations, when I drink my wine and stuff, and I intake my cannabis, I do spiritual affirmations with that. And when I let out my thoughts within the music form, that's what had happened, because Zogg, he felt threatened by my energy, okay? He really did. So he felt like he had to bring an army over there and start an effing fire. Because he felt threatened by that energy, that elf energy, that strong, peaceful elf energy. He felt threatened, okay? So all he could have resorted to in that moment, 3-4 days ago, was to start a fire. Start a fire so great that it burned everything. And I could look out in the distance and see what the fire had done. It literally looked like an underworld, like a sort of hell realm, because everything was so burnt up. All the plant life, the trees, everything. And it was such a sight to behold, because I've never seen anything like that before at all. I've never seen anything like that, which is crazy. And I'm really glad that the firefighters have most of this contained now. It makes me happy, because I was so worried and stressed out that I thought the fire was going to burn our house, because it was literally that close. It was literally like right in our backyard. And I have more videos that I want to show you guys. I took recordings, and these fires were literally like right there. And when I was recording, you could see all of the spot fires, like out in the distance. It was that close. And I have more recordings that I'm going to post on my channel, and you guys can see like how close the fires were to our house. And it was really scary. And all that time I was really stressing out, because we had just moved into that house, and I didn't want it to burn down at all. But we're all okay now. I mean, the fires have greatly diminished over there, so hopefully in a few days we can go back, because I think we're going to stay here for about another night or two, and then maybe they'll open the roads back up near Mealtown in Reading. So yeah, so we'll stay in Red Bluff for a couple more days, and then hopefully we can go back, and hopefully we can, get our power back in our house. I mean, we have generators, but that can only power up a few things. So I'm hoping we can get the power back soon. So yeah, you guys, this is what's going on spiritually in my realm. Azog is attacking the elves. The elves are doing what they can to drive the orcs back. And the elves who had gotten together for this war against the orcs, they're they're doing everything that they can. And the firefighters, they're doing everything that they can to help put these fires out. And you know what? I didn't even think that this was even possible. Like, how real the spiritual realm is, and it's coinciding with the reality that we're living in. So with all that being said, so the Middle Earth elf armies, how many there are, they're driving the orcs back, and we are winning. There's some dwarf armies that are participating with the elves and driving the orcs back as well. It's a different time. It's a different time in the Middle Earth realm, and things are becoming more peaceful, but there's still threats, there's still enemies out there that can start wars up again, or these battles. So my spiritual husbands are with me. I'm okay. Everybody's gonna be okay. It's just he felt so threatened by that powerful ring energy, because I'm a ring of Celembrimbor, not Sauron. And I think in the lore, Lady Galadriel and a few other elves, they wanted to keep us from, the rings, the three rings that were not from Sauron, which are my two other sisters. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I forget their names. I think one ring sister, her name's Vinya or something. But yeah, there were 3 other rings made by an elf, or by the elves, that were not from Sauron. And they kept those rings away from his evil. They tried their best to keep those rings away from Sauron. And those three rings were not corrupted by his power. So the elves kept me and my 2 other sisters away from him, because they didn't want us to become corrupted by Sauron. So orcs, they feel threatened by anything they don't understand. Orcs, they operate off of a beast mentality. The orcs operate off of a war and I don't know. Orcs, they operate off of a low vibrational warlike beast mentality. So, and the elves, they're kind of like, the elves are kind of like 7th, 8th dimensional beings. Like, they operate like very high. Like, their frequency is like a heavenly frequency, you know. So, with that being said, this is what's going on. I didn't want to keep this recording too long, but I had to talk about and go over like what's spiritually going on, you know, in my realm, in my neck of the woods. So yeah, you guys, I'll try and get this video on. I'll try and get this recording onto my channel. So I'm really just counting my blessings right now, because my house could have burnt down. Like, our house could have burnt down. And it's even harder bringing the dog here. So it's always a challenge bringing our dog here, because he's always just, it just seems like he's too spastic to where he's like out of control. Like, sometimes I just can't control him. So, you know, we're dealing with it accordingly, but but what matters is that our house is still standing over there. That's all that matters. So when we're able to go back, I'll make a recording then, and I'll actually show you guys when we can go back. I'll actually show you guys like the damage, like what it looks like now, because I'm actually curious about what it looks like now. Everything's gonna be so burnt. The tree, there's not gonna be any trees. Like, all of the hills that are in our backyard, they're probably gonna be like all black and burnt. Like, it's gonna be a trip. So, alright, I'm gonna end this recording and post it on my channel. Okay, hope you found this video intriguing and interesting, and I'll talk to you guys in another one later. Okay, have a good day. Talk to you in another one soon. Okay, bye you guys. Talk to you later.